Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and in this segment, dear viewers, we have a very special segment, and we have very special guests. Since 1920, the Orman Garden has hosted the Spring Flower Exhibition. The Spring Festival starts in March of every year as we approach spring, of course. And during that time, many companies come here and exhibit their various plant offerings, including ornamental plants, cut flowers, cactus, seeds for growing many plants, fertilizers in pots. The Orman Garden, dear viewers, is located here in the west of the River Nile and east of the Cairo University and in the Giza Governorate. Orman is a Turkish word which is translated to be a forest, actually. And in this context, dear viewers, we have with us very special guests, Muhammad.
Yes, Rana, indeed. Very happy to be with you here at the Orman Garden in Giza, and with us are our distinguished guests, Engineer Ahmed Hassanein, landscape specialist. Very good to have you with us, Engineer Hassanein.
Thank you. You are welcome.
And Engineer Ahmed Rashad, he's a bee breeding and honey specialist. Very good to have you with us, sir. Engineer Hassanein, allow me to start with you and ask you about, the Spring Flowers Festival, which is an international exhibition, of course, of fresh cut flowers and ornamental plants held annually at the Orman Garden here in Giza at the beginning of every spring. So talk to us about this year's festival. How many times have you been here? What are you preparing for your visitors in this festival this spring?
Okay, thank you for the question. Actually, I liked the festival, the Spring Festival, before I am coming a landscape specialist. When you walk through Orman Garden, you will see a lot of landscape models, and you like it. I work it as in the festival as a expedition from 3 years. This is the third year for me. Actually, I work for a lot of. I'm preparing a lot of things for my customers, like wall gardening, like a lot of flowers, a lot of trees, fruit trees. I would like to make a culture of landscape and a culture of planet. More of them have a money from this festival. Actually, our climate in Egypt preparing help us to be one of the most country in the world working in flowers and agriculturing. I hope to make a lot of offers for my customers, and I would like to make a lot of good things in the way of the culture and landscape culture in Egypt.
Okay, sir. How do you choose the products that you exhibit here, and what kind of products attract the attention of the visitors most?
Welcome in our Cairo festival for Spring Festival. It comes in every year, so we join here in this festival. I'm a specialist in bee and honey production. We come here for 15 years ago. Every year we join this festival. Actually, I'm waiting this festival from year to year to join and see all these companies and all this kind of flowers and special tree and special works they doing in this festival. Actually, I'm a specialist in the bee, so I like it. So I found a lot of people comes here to see the bee life, how it's bee, how it looks, what is the king, the queen of the bee life, how to start, how it's finished. So we found a lot of things here. It's a very good festival, actually.
Sir, do you produce the honey or do you get it ready-made?
No, I make it but myself.
You produce
yes.
it, so you do
yes.
the production.
Yes, actually. So I have the bee itself, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So we know that sugar, until sugar
Do you produce the honey or do you get it ready made?
No, I make it but
You
myself.
produce it. You do the
Yes,
production.
yes, exactly. So I have the bee itself. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. So we know that sugar, until sugar became widely available, that's in the 16th century, honey was the main sweetener, right? For with ancient Greece and Sicily, among the best-known historical centers of honey production. Could you give us a historical prospect on, how honey played the role as the main sweetener in the world? Of course, sugar, when it came in the 16th century, joined in. But could you give us a historical outlook? Right. So we'll get to that later. Allow me to go back to Engineer Hussein. Landscape design is an independent profession, and but you were originally an electrical engineer. Tell us, how did you make the shift, or is this a hobby of yours? Are you still working as an electrical engineer but practicing your hobby, being a landscape, designer? And what attracted you to this, and what is it that you like the most about landscape design?
Okay, actually, I'm still working as an electronic engineer. And a point of that, because I would actually like this festival. I have a gift for manager of Oman, and he accepted, and actually he helped me on that. That I told him that I can make a system, an economic system for booking for these festivals, and I am working on it, and it will be actually ready within 4 or 3 days to make the full automated for the booking and for making reports about the festival. But actually, let's go to landscape. Actually, landscape is not a new concept. It's actually a very old concept. Actually, when I working as an electrical engineer, my manager told me that you are very tough in the work, so you need to care about something alive to make your to break your toughness. So I am working with planets, with flowers. Actually, it's make me more relaxed and help me to be work better in electrical engineer. My hobbies actually become updated and to be updated by my mother. She is a landscape engineer also. So when I work through it, I found myself here. And I can't told you how it does, but actually I find myself here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, sir. Honey's color, the color of honey, of course, the taste and the aroma and texture vary. They are different greatly depending on the type of flower a bee frequents. Could you tell us more about? And there is the propolis honey, of course, with regards to the corona virus pandemic, which is very important
Yes.
for people to take to make their immunity system better and helps with the coronavirus. Could you tell us more about both questions, please?
Yes. Actually, first point for the honey colors and tastes, it's different because the bee itself not making the honey, so it's just taking the flower taste, so it change it to honey. So each kind of honey have a taste because it's different flowers, and the colors also it's depending on the flower color. So if it white color, so the honey it will be white. If it red color, so the honey will be red. This is the point for different taste and different colors of honey, because depending on the flower itself. Another point for the virus corona. In this time, a lot of people attention to this is yes, the honey is we need the honey.
We
So
need the honey in our lives, yes, and we do take honey. But the propolis honey, in specifically, was been pointed to as very important that helps in the coronavirus
In the
pandemic.
yes.
If anybody has this virus,
Yes, actually, yes.
it
It's,
helps.
yeah,
In
yeah,
which way
helps
does it
to
help?
too
And
much.
do you have any idea how?
We using the honey. Supposed to use the honey every day in the morning, but all يعني most of people, so 80% or 70% of the people doesn't make the honey in this day process. So we this starting of the day we have to take the honey every day, not for the
Yes, a
coronavirus
small
or
spoon, a teaspoon.
yes in the morning.
In the
You
morning,
Before
do it. You
breakfast.
do it.
Actually, sometimes.
Okay. No, you must be the one.
Yeah.
That,
okay.
Yeah,
that
but
does
but,
it
but
regularly.
I take care for to make it and or my family to have a honey in the morning. This our
Here in Egypt, I
stuff.
don't know if it's correct or wrong. We say white honey and black honey. Is there such a thing as white honey and black honey? And which is more healthy, if there is such a thing?
Actually, if each kind of honey have a benefits for health. So some kinds of honey for stomach, some kinds of honey for the bones, pain. So each kind of honey helps in part of the body. So we take care to ask for what you will use the honey. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between the very expensive honey type and the cheap honey type? Because there's very expensive, which they say they sell in Al Arish and they get from places far away, and they're at cheap, normal prices honey. What's the difference?
Actually, it's different. For the honey itself, the cheap honey is not pure honey.
It's
This
not pure.
point. So there is some pure honey and half pure and not pure at all honey, and also it's different for the flowers benefits. So if it healthy and a lot of vitamins the flower itself, so it will be the honey also very full of vitamins and
Yes. Engineer Hussein, allow me to go back to you and ask you about the technological dimension of landscape nowadays. I mean, we understand that naturally landscape before didn't have a technological dimension before technology. But after technology, how has landscape and landscape design changed?
Oh, thank you for this good questions. But let me tell you something. As I said before, landscape is very old concept, and it has a technology from far. Ancient Egypt knows the landscape. Ancient Iraq knows the landscape. One of the most old seven wonders of Egypt, the Hanging Gardens of Babel. It's actually called now roof gardening or roof landscape. Ancient Roman know the landscape, know the technology of the landscape. Actually, landscape the technology make the landscape more easy. Like timers for water. Now we hope to make that in Egypt. Make a smart greenhouse. Smart greenhouse meaning that the greenhouse doesn't need agricultural engineering or agricultural worker. Everything is automated in this greenhouse. When there is a problem in the greenhouse send a message for the mobile of the agricultural engineering, for the responsible who should take action in this problem. And there's some kinds of smart greenhouse. Go to the internet and search about the solution and make it. But actually, it's very expensive technology. We hope to make that, make an Egyptian version of a smart greenhouse with a suitable prices for Egypt and suitable prices for make us make a good output or the good. To make a good output and good planets. I'm sorry, good planets for out of the greenhouse. Actually, there is a lot of technologies. Bla- the g- uh, the wall gardening. Wall gardening now is working in Egypt, but
Mm.
actually we hope that more spread in Egypt. That you doesn't need a ground to make a planet. You can put some kinds
Walls?
of some kinds of holders for the planet on the wall, and the planet even you make a food.
Yeah.
You can make all of the leaves planets like Badunis, like Shabat. You can make it on your wall.
Perfect.
Even you don't have a place for gardening in your house, you can make it.
Yeah.
Actually, we hope that will be a culture in Egypt.
Yes,
Because
hopefully.
as I told you before, our climate in Egypt help us to make that.
Absolutely.
Back again to you, sir. You know more about bees, of course, and beehives. Could you tell us more about the beehives that you have and the circle of the bees themselves, starting with the queen and how it goes on the circle?
Actually, it is bee, it's queen, and the normal bees, workers. All of the bee is females, no males. Only males in the wedding time and
In which time?
in wedding time
Wedding.
for the queen. Only the males. So all the unit is females, the queen and the workers. The bee itself is very hard work. So it's working for 24 hours, and its life is only 1 month and a half. The bee, the
The
normal
bee?
bee, yes,
And
and
the
it will
queen?
die. It's a life. It's finished.
The queen lives for.
No, the queen for 3 years maximum.
3 years.
Yes, because it's the base of the unit. The bee is the queen is the base
And the normal bee lives for how long?
for 1 month and a half. For
1 month and a half.
yes,
Wow.
for
But the queen lives for
45.
3 years. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the queen
Does
is
the queen work with them sometimes, or I mean?
No,
No,
it's,
she
it's
do-
a
okay.
queen. Yes, it's
Okay.
a queen,
Okay.
and it's also positions in the
Yeah.
units. There is workers. There is the group to get the honey, and another group to get the water from outside to drink. All the units, bees. There is a garden in the in the entrance of the unit. There is bodyguards, the strong bee standing outside for.
That's female bodyguards, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're talking about
actually,
okay.
all of them is
So
females.
I'm just doing a quick math. If a queen lives for 3 years and the normal bee lives for 1.5 months, then a queen will work with 24 different groups in her life. 24 teams.
Yes.
24 different teams.
Different, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Actually,
Amazing.
all of them is their daughters. Yes. So all of them, she is the queen, and she.
How
get
did she
all-
become queen? I mean, why was she
Why-
the one
yes,
that lived for
special
3?
bee.
Yeah.
She was born to be a bee, a queen.
Actually, all of them is the same, but the normal bee is eating for time special food, and when they have a problem,
You are the one that feed them, or they eat whatever
no,
they want.
the bee making everything with itself. So they getting the food, they getting the water, they getting the to marriage itself. So the
Yeah.
bee is making everything itself. No one can.
Can interfere or choose or
Or yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Actually, they are the choose who will be the queen. The big size egg. It was egg in the start. So it getting from all
so
the
like
queen.
Rana said, I mean, the queen is born to be a queen.
No.
Or she
born-
works to
It
be a queen.
depends on the food that she eats.
Yes, actually,
That makes her a queen.
when it eat special food for the bee itself, they choosing this one to be the future queen. So they have a problem.
The rest of the bees choose her.
Yes. yes.
So it's like a democratic process. I mean, they
Yes,
elect
yes.
her, they choose her.
Okay,
Wonderful.
if a bee stings a person, and what happens?
Um, some people think that it's a very pain and getting hard to have a hot in his body, but it's very healthy and yes, it killing any virus in the body, but in special pieces in the body, not in every in any place. It will be help. Some places getting wrong place, so it will not be helped. But there is special points who it work in the bee to be healthy and in this point.
Yes. Engineer Hussein, what are the products that you are exhibiting this year? What are you preparing for your visitors this specific
yes,
festival?
I'm preparing some annual flowers. There is two types of flowers. Annual flowers, which is flower become for just sometimes in the year and then it will die. And there is called a fixed flower, or it's working for all time of the year. So I am working actually in the fixed flowers, but I work with some annual flowers, some seeds, some technologies like wall gardening and like roof gardening and some fertilizings. And some flower and a lot of fruit trees and some medicine trees like moringas and like something like that.
Looking forward. Good luck.
You are more than welcome.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you
Engineer
so
Ahmed
much for being
Hussein
with us.
and Ahmed
Thank
Rashad.
you. Thank you.
Engineer Ahmed Hussein is a landscape specialist. Engineer Ahmed Rashad, of course, is the bee specialist, bee breeding and honey specialist. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's
Thank
been a
you.
great pleasure.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, you're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV. Stay with us. We'll be back again with a different segment here from an Orman garden in the Giza Governorate. Stay with us and don't go away, for we have a very special episode for you.